My name is Taras. Welcome to Late Night Comms. I'm going to be talking about X-Men Days of Future Past. The footage you're going to be seeing in the background is of Infamous Second Son, a game for the PS4 about a dude with powers, because that's relevant to what we're going to be talking about. And the game is not that great, but then again, none of the PS4 games are that great. X-Men Days of Future Past, I was not looking forward to it. I couldn't care. It was X-Men Last Stand drained all the fun out of the X-Men universe. It destroyed things that made X-Men fun and exciting, and also ruined the Phoenix story arc from the comics. And then, because X-Men Last Stand was so life-draining, they tried to make these spin-off movies with X-Men Origins. They started off with an Origins movie about Wolverine, which, shockingly, nobody cared. X-Men Origins Wolverine was unnecessary. It was not only a waste of my time, but a waste of time and money that belonged to 20th Century Fox. That movie was useless. The origin of Wolverine was already covered in X-Men 2. And us X-Men fans, we know his story already. We don't need a bad movie that is stretched out, that makes Logan look like a lovesick puppy with a generic girlfriend. We don't need that movie, alright? Just tell us. No, not even tell us. No. X-Men 2 was fine. We didn't need his backstory explained crazy in depth. And you certainly did not need to ruin very good Marvel characters like Gambit and Deadpool. After that atrocity came X-Men First Class, which was shockingly pretty good. It wasn't mind-blowing. It wasn't the greatest superhero movie ever. But it was solid. It was fun. It was exciting. It was pretty good. I would have been excited if there was an X-Men First Class 2. I would have maybe seen it when it came out on DVD. Maybe. And then came the Wolverine. Oh my god. Did you guys not learn your lesson? Nobody cares! Wolverine is like the Incredible Hulk. He's nice when he's part of a bigger group, but he cannot have his own standalone movies. He cannot. That cannot be a thing that happens ever. Wolverine does not need his own standalone movies, because the Wolverine perfectly shows what's wrong with his character. He is so boring by himself. It's just either brooding about his past or like charging at somebody firing bullets at him. It was such a boring movie. It was dumb. It had a stupid Japanese plot, because Japan is cool and people go see the movie and think it's cool if Wolverine goes to Japan. It was a train wreck of dumb. That's the best way to describe it. But man, ladies and gentlemen, here it is. From just a disappointing trend, starting with 2006's X-Men Last Stand, we are now here. We are here. This is the best X-Men movie to date. It is better than X-Men 2, and it is one of the best superhero movies ever made, in my opinion, next to The Avengers and The Amazing Spider-Man. 1, not 2, because The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was... go watch my review of it. As you guys saw, I guess not saw, but as I said, I was not excited for this movie. I didn't care. I didn't want to see any more X-Men movies. The amount of spin-offs that didn't seem to go anywhere, I was not a fan of. And X-Men was dead to me. And I was actually shocked when I heard that they were making an X-Men Days of Future Past, because I was like, just cancel the damn X-Men movies already. They're terrible. And thanks to this movie, I remember why I liked the pre-Last Stand X-Men movies so much. X-Men 1 and 2. I remember why they were so good. The movie focuses heavily on time travel as a plot, so as you guys can imagine, time gets changed a little bit by the end of the movie. Guys. X-Men Last Stand was wiped. It never happened. Thanks to reasons involving time travel, the X-Men Last Stand storyline never happened. Whoa! What? What? Awesome! I'm not gonna complain. Spot A+. Perfect. Yes, thank you. Oh my god, thank you. Like, it takes a lot of guts for a comic to kind of pull the whole time travel plot where they're like, guys, we kind of messed up, so we're going to pull a time travel plot and make it so that this mess up that we did never happened. There you go. You guys happy? But to see a major motion picture, the big screen, basically tell its audience, guys, X-Men Last Stand was a terrible movie, so here, it never happened. That takes a lot of courage. A lot of courage. And they did it. Thank you so much. Thank you guys. You guys have erased the stain on the X-Men universe and now can continue and grow and prosper. The Sentinels are also in this movie, and whoa! My little nerd heart nearly stopped when they were first shown during the beginning of the movie. The Sentinels are easily the highlight of the movie, in my opinion. They do the comics justice. There are two looks for the Sentinels for the two different time periods. There are like these, I guess, classic Sentinels, we can call them, where they are very reminiscent of the comic book Sentinels. They're purple. They've got the little helmet thing going on. They're pretty good looking. I liked them. And then, whoa! When you see the future Sentinels and the past Sentinels together, like when you put them side by side, there is a huge difference. The future Sentinels look nothing like the comic book counterparts, and they are scary. They are terrifying. They are so scary. They look terrifying. They move terrifyingly. I don't even think that's a word, but they're just scary. They're flexible. They're long. They're thin. They look unnerving and creepy as hell. They're able to change their size and adapt to the powers of the mutants they're fighting. They're virtually unkillable in the future. You can't kill from them. The only hope you have is running. And if you run, you're only going to die tired because they're going to find you. They are so good. I don't care if these Sentinels didn't look like the comic book counterpart. They captured the comics brilliantly because that's what the Sentinels were in the comics. They were hunters. They hunted you down. They were machines. They didn't get tired, but you did. And that's what was so scary about them. Good job, guys, on the Sentinels in the movie. Good job. They're perfect. The only complaint that I have with them is that I didn't see more of them. And you know what? That's not even a thing that should have been. They didn't need any more screen time. The only reason I wanted more of them was because they were so damn cool. They were so damn cool. Like the little bit of autism that is in me, loved them. They were so good. I wanted more. I wanted more Sentinels. But more Sentinels would have killed this movie. That would have made it just a little bit too silly. So they paced it perfectly. Perfect Sentinels, guys. And then we get those classic Sentinels that look like the comic book counterparts, so everyone's happy. Now let's go a little bit into the story. A man by the name of Bolivar Trask designs the Sentinels to hunt down and kill mutants. But shockingly enough, nobody takes him seriously because that's kind of crazy, having giant robots hunting down mutants. But he will actually become a martyr for the anti-mutant cause because in the 70s, Mystique will assassinate him and make the world realize how dangerous mutants can be. So the Sentinel program is greenlit, they're made, and within 50 years, the world is in ruins. Humans are captured and rounded up and chained and put in cages and monitored by Sentinels, because all humans carry the mutant gene, and Sentinels realize the best way to hunt the mutants is to destroy them at the source, and the source being humans. So humans are cataloged and kept in cages, and any human that starts to show signs of like the mutant gene, they're killed mercilessly by these Sentinel guards. In short, the world sucks. The world is run by Sentinels. It's a dystopian future. You know, sky is black, thunderstorms and all that. Now, Logan, along with kind of like the rest of the X-Men, only a few X-Men, I guess, are left, including Magneto. They're the only mutants left in the world. And they realize the only way to stop these Sentinels, the only true way to stop them, is to make it so they were never created. Logan's mind is sent back in time to his younger body, thanks to Kitty Pryde, who, you know, apparently suddenly has the ability to time travel, along with her trademark walk through walls ability. Okay, all right, okay. Logan needs to find the younger version of Magneto and Charles when he finds himself in the past, and he needs to convince them to help him stop Mystique from killing Trask. The plot is engaging, the movie is engaging, the Sentinels are perfect, and what is truly amazing is how Bryan Singer is able to balance all of these characters on screen, as well as make the two time zones believable and equally suspenseful. Both time zones are equally suspenseful. I really only have two complaints with this movie. The first being that Magneto from the past seems unneeded. He's really just a backup villain. Spoiler alert, when they stop Mystique from killing Trask, the future is still the same way, and it's actually because Magneto kind of has a moment where he's like, oh, the humans, they're so evil and stuff. And so it just kind of, he's just a, and then, you know, humans are like, oh, look how evil Magneto is. We really need these Sentinels. It's just, he's a backup villain is what he is. He was not very, whatever. He had a very big change of heart. He started out as a hero helping them stop Mystique, and then he just kind of became villain number 2. Then there was a scene where Magneto is revealed to have been behind the assassination of John F. Kennedy, and that whole scene was really awkward. The dialogue was very fast, very unclear. Well, not very unclear, I mean extremely clear, like kind of like, you know, using like, well, you might have thought this happened, but this happened. It was like, okay, great. Yeah, the script felt really weird for that scene. You guys will see what I mean if you guys go see this movie. But that's it. That's all I have to complain about. And those things are very tiny details. This movie is almost perfect. It does what The Amazing Spider-Man 2 failed to do. It made a comic book movie with a very comic book plot. It brought that very comic book plot to life without making it campy and corny. And it set up for a sequel at the end of the credits, which is what The Amazing Spider-Man 2 should have done. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 was such an awful film because it was really just set up for the next one. Where this movie, it was its own thing. It's obviously following Marvel, where they're starting to take themselves a little bit more seriously now. And what's amazing about the X-Men universe is they can do that. Spider-Man 2 or Amazing Spider-Man 2, he's just Spider-Man. What? You know, we don't need this setup and stuff. Just make them happen. Make the villains happen. But with the X-Men, that's what X-Men needed. And that's why this movie is so good, because X-Men 3, or X-Men Last Stand, I guess it's called, X-Men First Class, Wolverine Origins or whatever, none of those movies had any directive. They were just standalone movies, and in such a plot-driven story such as the X-Men, we can't have that. It's going to make for a very bad movie. So this movie has a plot. It sets up for their next one. I feel very optimistic about the X-Men future. I will be doing my video soon on thoughts, my thoughts on superhero movies, because, guys, superhero movies are starting to go downhill, and I think we're starting to see that. X-Men Days of Future Past has not only erased some of the wrongdoings of the X-Men series, it has also created a brighter future and erased any doubt that I have for the future of the X-Men. It has created a bright future for these movies, thanks to its brilliant plot, pacing, and characters. It has really become, this movie has become, in my opinion, one of the best superhero movies of all time, next to The Amazing Spider-Man and I guess The Avengers. It's a solid 9 out of 10. I loved it. It was almost flawless. I will gladly go see it again and again. Comment below what you guys think, and leave a like if you want, and I'll see you guys later.